Mark of the Cyberbeast. We're doing a live stream today for a couple of reasons. Number one, we've got several things to discuss today, but the reason why I did not film yesterday is because it was raining last night. And if you recall from my previous episode, we applied the Maxwell 1 to the front portion of my Cybertruck. I wanted to see the next day after it rained exactly what it looked like, because so far it hasn't really dulled the finish at all, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys that. But also there's a few other things I want to talk about with Tesla this week, so stay tuned to this episode. Now, first and foremost, we applied the Maxwell 1, and if you look right here, you'll see water beading all over the front of the truck. There's no dried up water stains like I normally see. Okay, it's almost 80 degrees here. This water should be evaporating, but instead it's really just beating off of it. I'm looking at the front, and there are still some bugs on it, but so far it's looking good. So what I'm probably going to do this weekend is apply the Maxwell 1 to the rest of the Cybertruck and kind of see really on the sides how it looks, how it reacts. See if this is something I want to recommend to you guys. Remember, the Maxwell 1, Maxwell makes a few different products. The Maxwell 1 is a cleaner and protectant all-in-one. It is a waterless wash. So if you don't want to take your hose out, or if you're in an apartment and that becomes an issue, you just spray this on, you wipe it with one and wipe it in really well, then get another microfiber cloth and you go ahead and buff that out, and it leaves a nice film on it after it cleans it off. So far, so good. I like what it's done. I'm also going to apply it to my wife's Model 3, okay? Because her ceramic coat kind of aged. We'll leave it at that. Like me, aged. So that's first and foremost the Maxwell 1. Second, deliveries. We had an episode this week on Tesla deliveries. Guess what? Tesla hit about 385,000 cars delivered this quarter. Now that beat some of the expectations that were set for Tesla, which means the stock goes up, and it did. It went up like initially $15. I think it closed around $12, $13 above. It's around the 312, 313 mark or whatever. And so Tesla responded well to that. But even more important, Q3 had over 9 gigawatt hours of storage sold. Now that puts them on pace to do about 40 gigawatt hours this year. If you recall last year, they had a little over 31 gigawatt hours. So if they do about a 25% increase in battery storage, which if you don't know, they literally own the market on, and it has a very fat margin, which really, it's a better margin than the cars even. So if they go throughout the year and continue on this pace with the cars where they're kind of just doing okay, but that battery storage hits that 40 gigawatt hours, man, we're looking good, okay? Also, too, if you chart Tesla stock, you'll see Tesla met a golden cross pattern yesterday, okay, which means it should surge. Again, not tax or investing advice or information. This is simply if you chart and you look back, the last time Tesla had a golden cross was about a year ago, and then it surged to 480. So theoretically, we could be into an upswing. Now, with the news alone, it's looking good. Next week, we've got the quarterly meeting, and, we're expecting a couple things. We're expecting not only good numbers, we're expecting a release of FSD version 14, which really, that's what the robo-taxis are doing, the driverless autopilot, so to speak, in Austin. So we're expecting that. We're also really trying to see what the deal is with these entry-level cars, because this past quarter, Tesla sold a little over 10,000 cars that were SX or Cybertruck. They're 3 higher-end vehicles, okay? Remember, the first vehicle was a Model S. The second vehicle was a Model X. So they used to be selling a hell of a lot more than just 10,000 a quarter. Kind of sad. I mean, I'm not sure why. If you guys have not test driven an S or an X, please do so. My God, these cars are amazing. Why are you buying a Mercedes, an Audi, a BMW, Volvo, the other crap? Is it just because you like the badge, makes you look cool and sexy. Maybe an $80,000 Tesla, it doesn't make you look cool or rich enough. I got news for you, bro. I'll put the S and the X against anything else out there, performance-wise, comfort-wise, feature-wise. It'll kick its ass so bad. My God, I don't even know where to go with this. I cannot believe you guys are not buying S's and X's. I know you guys are buying Cybertrucks, okay? I got to have a truck. But my wife, you know, she's only got 34,000 miles on her Model 3, but I do think the X is in her future, if not the Roadster. But anyway, I digress. I'm a little bit perplexed. If you guys have any information, any insight, any answers why the S's and X aren't selling, please let me know. I have no clue. I mean, look, you can say it's a bad economy, but people are still buying Mercedes, they're still buying Beamers, they're still buying the other crap that does not drive itself. Oh, by the way, speaking of crap, Ford announced the Blue Cruise, its driverless feature, which only works on the highway. When you put it on Blue Cruise and it cruises on the highway, previously it just stayed in the lane. Now, it's 2025. Guess what Ford Blue Cruise does? It'll change lanes on the highway. Oh my God, the technology! Ford, you're amazing. Farley, give yourself a pat on the back and a raise for that one. Okay, I'll be easy. I'll be easy. We know the best self-driving is Tesla, and that's the future. Okay, now one thing I will say last about FSD and Waymo and that technology. Waymo, again, using a lot of LiDAR versus just vision sensors with Tesla. Now, years ago, I had an IT company. One of my clients, they built robotic structures that pretty much assembled lots of things. One of the things they did, they had a contract with Lockheed Martin, and they did a full assembly line for the Raptor jet. Okay, they did it. I think they made 4 or 5 full assembly lines for the different locations to make the Raptor jet. It was like literally a fully automated robotic assembly line that they built. Now, they built it with these robots, mostly KUKA and some other ones. All 100% of the robotics that they did, give you an idea. Some of the robotics is, and they actually did some of this with Bombardier too. They would get a projector, and the projector would shine the different color circles on the wing as to where you had to drill and what size hole to drill. Okay. Now the cool thing is you can move this projector anywhere you wanted around the room, and it would use vision, not LiDAR, vision to see where the wing was and where to drill the hole. So you can move this projector anywhere, and it went and calculated on the wing, and this is where you had to drill. Okay. And again, they assembled the most amazing fighter jet, all with robotics. And guess what technology they used 100% with these robots? Vision. They did not use LiDAR. They used vision to assemble. So giving one more example on this with the Raptor jets. The wings attaching to the fuselage, okay? The degree of exactness that this had to be could not be done by a human. It had to be fully automated with vision sensors. So they went ahead and they attached both wings to that fuselage and lined everything up using vision only. And that plane is stealth, goes, 1,000 something miles an hour. You know, it's our biggest threat in the sky, so to speak. And it was all built with robotics using LiDAR in the robots. Got nothing else for you, Ford. Farley, I know you have this thing on LiDAR. Vision sensors. Now, you guys who went to technical schools like MIT or Southern Poly, etc., you guys know I'm not shitting you. This is the fact. So, anyway, I digress. Let's go to the next topic, okay? Now, the next topic is going to be a little bit different. So, Robotaxi, they're mapping. Bad word. But they're mapping other parts of Austin because they want to expand the robo-taxi area. I'm sure they're going to expand the fleet too, but they want to expand the area. So they've seen the cars out there and they're going ahead and they're mapping the area to try to get a bigger part of Austin covered with the robo-taxis from Tesla. So that's going to be exciting. So far, there have been no reported incidents of robo-taxi, which is awesome to hear, okay? Even though everyone's saying it's going to be a total train wreck. Any other Tesla news we have going on? Let's see. Elon's getting a little mouthy. Can't blame him. I'm a libertarian, okay? I've taken the test multiple times. I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. I am fiscally conservative. I am socially liberal. I am a libertarian. That bill, it's got sugar subsidies in it, takes away the EV credit, and it increases spending, even though it does some other cuts, okay? Now, EV credit. I'm okay with them taking away the EV credit, provided you take away subsidies from ethanol and any other subsidies that the gas industries and oil industries get. Because honestly, if you're going to just go after EVs and not go after regular ICE autos, I have an issue with that. So the ethanol subsidies that are out there, take them out too. Don't just go after EVs, okay? So that's my beef with that. Also, the sugar subsidies. There is a sugar subsidy in that BBB, Big Beautiful Bill. And honestly, I think sugar subsidies get us more in the back end, okay? Increases all kinds of health issues that honestly we don't need to have. If you're going to subsidize that and anything, subsidize monk fruit, subsidize stevia, okay? Honey, I don't know, anything else but sugar. My God, high fructose corn syrup crap, okay? FYI, yes, I did come back from the gym. I have not showered yet. Thank God. YouTube is not scratch and sniff yet. Little ripe. Whoa. Hard chest day. Anyway. Last thing I wanted to mention about that BBB is the fact that, the whole Medicaid cuts for the illegals, that better stay in there. If they are still giving Medicaid to people who are not U.S. citizens, that is a catastrophe. Okay, I don't care which side of the aisle you're on. If I'm doing something illegal, I should not be rewarded for that with my tax dollars. Sorry if I pissed you off. Not sorry. Don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so we've got a couple products coming in this week. I cannot wait to do some reviews. By the way, I am still loving this Cyberbeast light bar, and I'm still working on trying to get my PowerShare install done. It may not be done by the time I leave for the Keys, which has me very, very upset with Tesla. And I keep on tweeting them, and they keep ignoring me. 2 to 3 weeks for delivery for the PowerShare product after I've been through 5. So, a little upset with the Foundation series. $10,000 of which was the PowerShare and an installation, and I still don't have it installed. Okay, folks, I've eaten up way too much of your time on this pre-July 4th holiday weekend coming up. And by the way, hey, England, enjoy tomorrow off. No, you don't get tomorrow off. Sorry, England. Anyway, tomorrow's holiday was brought to you by the Second Amendment. With that, folks, appreciate you being here today on Mark of the Cyberbeast, and I'll be with you back on Monday if I don't blow off a couple fingers from some fireworks. Anyway, don't forget what I want you to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow.